A few hours ago, Chrisean Rock's unexplained absence shocked the internet and sparked a wave of theories. Baby Jr.'s name went viral worldwide as fans desperately looked for answers, filled with fear and rage. Even Blueface's most devoted. Fans have been left stunned by a terrifying new chapter that began with the discovery of Chrisean Rock alone in a dilapidated motel west of Los Angeles. An anonymous tip sent officials rushing to the scene, and Child Protective Services were sent there. What's even more disturbing is that Baby Jr. wasn't there. Witnesses claim to have seen Cheros crying and clutching a bundle of handwritten messages when he was found disturbed, but the public is still unaware of their disappearance, and this unsettling discovery only serves to deepen the mystery as people try to figure out Chrisean Rock's true motivations. Their degree of anxiety increased as they wondered if the anonymous tip that led detectives to her was a desperate need for help or something malicious. The drama that was unfolding didn't get off to a great start, but for more than 36 hours after Chrisean decided to stop tweeting, live streaming, and Instagram posting, there was an overwhelming silence where her once bright, unrestrained online presence used to dominate. There was an uncanny void. Her abrupt departure sparked immediate concern and speculation because she was so used to sharing her highs and lows with the public. Some accused Blueface's relatives of betraying her, while others suspected a close friend. It became clear that what had begun as a distressing situation had evolved into something much deeper. What happens next could be crucial. The judge granted Blueface's mother, GB Careza, emergency custody of Baby Jr. in a swift and uncompromising ruling after Chrissy made an honest and agonizing public appearance recently. Her face was captured on camera as she left the courts, her eyes swollen and her lips bloodshot from the shock of the devastating news she had just received. The last straw was the ruling that removed the child from Chrissy's custody and placed it under emergency protective measures because it showed a mother who was clearly devastated by her child's death. Many people thought the image showed a terrible child. As soon as the court ruling was issued, Protective Services began investigating Chrissy's home condition, mental health, and ability to provide Baby Jr. with a secure environment. This revelation shocked the internet community and produced a major schism in public opinion. Seeing the custody dispute as just another example of a dysfunctional system that far too often punishes weak mothers rather than offering them support, Chrissy's devoted supporters swiftly rallied behind her, arguing that her outbursts and challenges were not signs of incompetence but rather requests for help. Both sides took a stance in the heated and contentious debate, using social media as a platform for justice. Critics pointed to Chrisean's history of instability and her public emotional outbursts as proof that the intervention was necessary to protect the child's well-being because of how widely her busy lifestyle and mental health issues were shared on social media. They felt that preventive measures were urgently needed. Late last night, Chrisean Rock was caught in a place nobody expected, a secret motel room miles away from the cameras and chaos. What was she hiding? And why was she there? Let's break it down. Sympathy and censure. In stark contrast to the vivacious woman who had previously made bold claims for attention, Chrissy's silence only served to heighten the mystery and anxiety as fans speculated wildly about whether she was miserable and crying, in private, withdrawing to recover, or something more sinister going on. In the hours that followed, her silence came to represent her loneliness more than just a physical departure. Chrissy's departure was a depressing reminder of how easily people might stop paying attention to her, and how the same places that once offered her a platform can now become echo chambers for criticism. In this tight environment, it was difficult to distinguish between private suffering and public display. And Chrissy's quiet was a powerful message that made the world face the conflicts between public scrutiny and maternal mental health. The narrative was far from finished, though, as one woman's struggle was being fought on the global stage when the unimaginable happened. Chrissy vanished that same night. Those peaceful hours had already shown the first fractures in the delicate facade of a life lived in public view. Her hairstylist and other closest supporters publicly pleaded for updates on her safety as her social media craze escalated. According to a Reddit report, Chrissy was seen alone by herself at a dilapidated motel outside of the city. Fear was growing, but there were no pictures or evidence of her posting cryptic comments that hinted at her secret goal. Blueface was unusually quiet while Chrissy was allegedly trying to obtain full custody by using leaked secret documents accusing Chrissy of emotional instability and putting baby Junior in danger. She did not return to her sister's house, nor did she answer the frantic calls and texts from her friends and manager. The public's worries increased due to Chrissy's well-known intense and turbulent love for her child. Had she hurt herself? Would she be escaping the ongoing scrutiny and legal issues with baby Junior? At precisely 9:14 a.m., the authorities received an anonymous 911 call about a woman who was exactly like Chrissy, staying at a roadside motel for 2 nights. When police arrived within 30 minutes, they discovered Chrissy lying among unopened baby bottles, snacks, and strewn notebooks. Despite being fully clothed, she was upset and exhausted, with only a half-empty duffel bag and a picture of baby Junior. The only emotional evidence found included scribbles and notes that revealed her sorrow, including a partially written letter with the headline, "If I don't make it back." I lost him. I lost everything. Was this a rescue or a setup? Was the startling revelation that Carissa had been connected to a prepaid burner phone after only one conversation? She said that the public was bombarded with allegations that Carissa had orchestrated the anonymous tip, transforming what seemed to be an intervention into a deliberate action, and that the story had transformed. During the grilling, Chrissy said nothing until she said, "I figured y'all would come." The story took a turn for the worse when a hotel employee revealed that Chrissy had not come by herself, but rather with a hooded lady carrying a baby carrier. When asked about baby Junior, she responded, "He's safe, but not with me. And it is the reason I am dying." Her declaration was driven by hunger, sleeplessness, and a desperate need to escape the constant betrayal and condemnation. Hours after, the woman left with baby Junior. Surveillance footage confirmed her departure, and online investigators quickly identified her from a mysterious Instagram tale. Blueface eventually made his voice heard in a sarcastic tweet that caused a lot of commotion by addressing the following chapter and then using a laughing, sobbing emoji, trivializing a serious situation after Chrissy's closest friend proposed. More serious treachery and accused others of praying in vain. As the story developed, speculations that Chrissy either trusted someone with her child or that the infant was abducted while she was losing it were being fueled by Blueface's cousin. While a neutral statement from Child Protective Services confirmed, Chrissy's location and interview rumors alluded off the record to a more thorough review of Chrissy's mental health and the emergency custody system in general, which allowed Carissa to be held while the probe was still ongoing. Chrissy changed from a reality star caught in a media frenzy to a representation of the complex connections between mental health, parenthood, and fame. Only now has the world begun to witness every agonizing moment of the battle for Chrissy's and baby Junior's future. Chrissy has once again become quieter, more withdrawn, and more closely watched in an effort to cope with the fallout. The internet community cautiously exhaled in relief and braced for the chaos that would soon follow after Chrissy was found at that motel exhausted and confused, but still alive hours later. Not everyone expected this. A video that was recorded at precisely 12:46 in the morning, sworn to destroy it all. Chrissy is deeply disturbed by the fact that baby Junior is being raised by people she no longer trusts, but a new storm was on the way just when it seemed the worst was over. Does it provide information that might blow everything up? The hooded woman paused just before the mysterious SUV she drove off into the night with baby Junior in tow, glanced back at the motel room, and then gave a subtle wave as if she was aware of the camera. Did she voluntarily give birth to her child? Was that Christian, or was this a planned action? As TikTok detectives went frame by frame through the video, the question that stopped the internet in its tracks was whether this one figure was unmistakably in the same clothes that the police had discovered her in. Chrisean Rock emerged in the shadows just over the edge of the doorway, quietly observing. People on social media asked, was this a moment of sorrowful resignation, a forced surrender, or a failed escape? Without objecting or following, the video was then published with a chilly remark blaming Blueface's sister, Key, for instability and letting the infant leave like luggage in reaction to the criticism. The post received millions of views after going viral. In only 1 hour, Key's Instagram Live video garnered numerous views, but she didn't stop there. She blamed Christian of abandoning her baby, claiming, "My brother isn't the villain," and she hailed CPS for stepping in, along with the words, "The baby's in good hands." The family was accused by angry followers of orchestrating a vicious event that exploited Christian's sorrow without demonstrating any compassion. But Christian thought she was providing Junior with a safe haven, when his own relative said, "You don't know the half of it." The woman in the SUV was later identified by CPS as Carissa Blueface's mother's relative during Key's live webcast. Authorities sedated her and asked for an on-site psychological evaluation because of the emotional distress the discovery caused, which saddened Christian witnesses who claimed she lost control and began hurling furniture and yelling, "She stole him!" As celebrities voiced their opinions about the video, which showed a mother's worst nightmare in real time and was accompanied by eerie soundtracks and dramatic captions, a more sinister theory surfaced after she was tricked into giving up her child to a blue-faced relative in order to receive legal benefits. According to insider sources, the mother was so overtaken by loneliness, paranoia, and betrayal that she needed immediate legal aid. Her attorneys have since been involved, raising the possibility of coercion, manipulation, and criminal investigations. As a result, the public's compassion increased. After Blueface shared a studio video of himself laughing and making fun of Christian's breakdown, fans responded badly, calling it abuse. He claimed that Christian was receiving round-the-clock mental health treatment and had been admitted to a private rehab facility in Malibu. Misa Summer Walker questioned the absence of genuine assistance, while Hilton lamented the simultaneous devastation brought about by social media and the judicial system. Christian's management then posted a terrifying sneak peek of a recent interview in which Chrisean cried, shook his head, and said, "If something ever happens to me, no. It wasn't because I didn't love my son." Because the fight made it difficult to distinguish between reality and spectacle, the film went viral and attracted fans, journalists, campaigners, and celebrities. Hashtags like "as Turk trending platforms with genuine appeals" and "conspiracy" theories were Christian slark-free and mental health issues. Viral videos questioned why no one intervened when Christian's silence served as a call for help. False headlines and uncensored rumors went viral. The public had disregarded Blueface, who had previously been in charge, in favor of a chorus calling for accountability after CPS investigations, family betrayals, and legal threats were leaked. Then, suddenly, an unverified leaked audio recording showed a phone conversation between Blueface and his cousin, who abducted baby Junior. The cousin claimed that she thought she was giving. Blueface gave the child to his aunt without being aware of the court case, and Blueface laughed and said, "You handled it smoothly." As the complex story of Christian and baby Junior appeared to have reached its lowest point, an even more tragic piece of the puzzle was revealed, this time from a source who was surprisingly close to Christian's former closest friend, T. Christian's legal team also mentioned. This revelation shocked many by admitting that Christian had been outwitted and hadn't voluntarily given up her child. In the midst of all of this chaos, they discovered the leak, devolved into a horrific tale of manipulation, heartache, and public scrutiny that serves as a sobering reminder of the thin line separating past love from the harsh spotlight of celebrities. The criticism on social media alone was not as severe as this. Regarding her role in the hotel handoff, T could be asked to testify under oath. They want to know what she knew, when she knew it, and if she was always collaborating with Carissa. This is only the start of the firestorm caused by this change of events. Fans pointed out the blatant deception behind the family-first facade when Carissa published a casual photo of herself and accused her of stealing under the pretense of love. The caption for a happy photo of baby Junior holding him while wearing a shirt that said "Family First" said, "No matter what they say, he's safe now, that's all that matters." The response was explosive. Rather than viewing it as a reunion, they viewed it as a terrible victory, and then suddenly, "Yeah, we did what we had to do, we've got more receipts," Blueface said candidly as he went live, dropping a surprise that no one had expected. He also added a threat that hung heavily in the air and sparked fresh speculations. "You can call it horrible, but now that baby is safe, she's getting the help she needs." Blueface's eerie parting remarks, "What else are they hiding?" made it clear that Chrisean would have to fight fiercely for her son's return. His comments were so definitive that they caused silence on the internet. He said, "The truth is, this fight is far from over. In the meantime, her silence is deafening, and her social media accounts are unaltered aside from that eerie photo of her hospital bracelet and a barrage of unfiltered emotion from her supporters." Insiders claim that Chrisean is preparing a powerful statement, possibly even a lawsuit or revealing interview that could reveal the entire story. Be ready, because this story is just beginning. Chrisean Rock didn't simply vanish or fall apart. They were pawns in a much bigger game than themselves, and now that everyone is aware of the truth, that someone she trusted betrayed her, the next move could cost someone much more than custody. The questions remain: was Chrisean truly falling apart? Or was this just a way for her to defend herself against a system designed to wear her down? Was T an ally or an accomplice? What secrets are they still keeping hidden? What will happen next? Blueface hinted that there are more receipts. The video tells a story that words cannot hide from her because her tears were genuine and her silence was stronger than any scream.